Well, welcome back everybody to G Bear's Homesteading the Desert. This episode is on September 24th, I think. No, 23rd. September 23rd, 2018. You're looking at the motorhome, or I guess we could call it a bed and breakfast. My friend Andy came up from the OC and he spent the last night in there with his new little dog. His dog had a ball out here, running around, checking the chickens out, chasing lizards, checking out every bush in the area. Went inside the containers a few times to see what was going on inside there. He was just having a blast. Andy said he slept all through the night, just as quiet as could be. Anyway, Andy brought me up about 35 gallons of water in different containers. He has one of these 20-gallon barrels I gave him a while back. He brings that up full. Then he had these bottles here that he gets his lactate-proof milk in. And he had those all washed out but filled with water. So we got water in this barrel now. This is one of the ones I have cleaned up. And the rest of it we put in down at one of the empty barrels down at the garden house. So when we walk inside here, you notice that it's a little darker than normal, even though the sun is still out. Well, the reason for that is we have been roofed. Somebody slipped us a roofie. Yes, look at that. I got all the roof on, and Andy helped me get these two panels on today. They still have to be fastened completely. I've got about 50% of the screws in those and holding them in place. But let me go around back and show you what I did here. Was I made this little lever bar here out of some spare wood, and we just set the unit on there and then step on that and raise it up into place and hold it while I shoot screws. Makes it a little bit easier. Now over the seams in between each set of panels, there'll be a 1x4 like I've got on the rest of the cabin back down there. That gives me a nice tight seal. I put a bead of caulk behind it and then press it right into the seam and screw it down, and I don't have to worry about wind, cold, or rain getting inside between the two. And then I'll have the last of the 12 panels that I need total will be cut up in strips, and I cover those eaves like I did over there. And then I'll put a 1x4 on top of that, and it holds it, seals it, so bugs, cold, wind, and all of that doesn't get into there. Now you can see that it overhangs a little bit here, and that's the way I set it up is because I want to put a wood fascia on the last truss, the last metal truss here, so that I can cover the holes on there. But I can't do that until after I put this siding on, because I want the 1x4 to be over the top of that. And then I'll snap a line on that unit, go up on the roof and cut it off. So I can't do the tar paper and all of that. It's probably a good thing because the winds are gusting at 16 miles an hour now. They came up a couple hours ago, and don't want to be up there on the roof messing around with the winds like that. And I think this tar paper is probably going to be about 20 feet short when I do lay it on there. But in this wind, if I don't have the shingles to hold it down, that stuff is going to tear and shred off, and I'll just have to redo the job. So I'm not going to think about putting that tar paper on until I have shingles to hold everything down. I do have my flashings up there on the rack. And I have some galvanized sheet metal inside that I have to bend on my metal brake, because where so if I can get back over here, where the new roof meets the old cabin, if I don't put flashing and seal that properly, when the rain and the wind blow and go up against that wall, it's going to run down inside my cabin right in the hallway. I don't want that. And also, I don't want the end of the water coming off that roof and going onto my porch. So I will flash that area between the roof and the porch so that I don't have to worry about any of that happening. And then this side here, of course, I've got all of the roof edge flashing here that goes on over the tar paper like I did over there. I actually did it on top of the 80-pound composition roll roofing on that one, because that's a chicken coop, and the overlaps are over the drip edges. So if it leaks, no water is going to go inside the chicken coop, and a couple of drops of rainwater won't bother the chickens anyway. But on here, as soon as I put the tar paper down, then I'll be putting this roof edge flashing all the way around the edges on the roof here, so that it holds the paper down, and then the shingles go over the top of that. I also have some sealant, asphalt sealant, about 3/4 of a gallon over there. So I'll be sealing all of those flashings and edges so that I don't have to worry about leaks. I don't want leaks. When I do finish this room addition, I'm expecting this to last me a lifetime. So that's the way it's going to be. And I want to put a thanks out again to JK for all these roofing material and those 2 panels to get me started over here. Really do appreciate that. It really helped out a lot. I'll be picking up some cash here pretty soon, and I'll be buying more panels and getting these walls closed in. If I can at least get 3 more panels around that corner, that's the direction that weather comes from, so that will seal that. And if need be, if I have a rain coming in, something like that after the roof is on, I can quickly throw a tarp wrapped around this side here. I have a bunch of tarps, all different sizes. I can just shoot that on with some screws real quick and keep the rain out of the unit until I get the rest of the panels. Got to work on a budget, and that's the way I'm doing it. So anyway, let's see what else we have here. Oh yeah, for dinner last night I barbecued some baby backs, pork ribs, and we really enjoyed those. And I sent Andy home with some of those so that he has some for dinner when he gets home. So that's pretty cool. Another thing he brought me up was I had to laugh because he knows I know he's being a little sarcastic because all the wind I have out here. He brought me a kite. So next time one of you people tell me to go fly a kite, I will, all right? But I'm going to up the gauge of string that came with it, because they gave a real fine string, and I don't think it'll hold up in these winds. So I'll get myself a good heavy-duty kite string before I fly that. Maybe I can slip a key up there and get some free electricity. Who knows? All right. While I was on the roof today, I also did a slight adjustment to my antennas up there. The San Diego channel, sometimes at night when the wind blows and that gets to rocking, I guess I was just maybe a half a degree or a degree off, because it would pixelate the reception, and then all of a sudden the wind would stop and the channel would come back in. So I hope that corrects it. I hope I turned it in the right direction, and we'll find out about that. Other than that, there's not much more to report here. One of the big expenses here is going to be the door there. That's about $250, and but got to put it in before the weather comes. All the lights working great, so I can work out here at night. Once I get closed up, I can get inside there, get some insulation going. I have some of the insulation here. I have to buy other parts of it, and then I won't be able to sleep in there in the winter once the temperatures get down in the teens and 20s, unless I get my insulated ceiling in, because I tried that in that cabin and I froze my butt off. After I put that insulated ceiling in, that little wall heater, just a propane wall heater with just a pilot light, was keeping the cabin warm even though it was freezing outside. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up down at the bottom there, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I can use some subscribers, and I like people, and I like answering your questions, and I like chatting with you in the comment section. So do it. Thanks, everybody. G Bear signing off.